You shocked my daughter with a stun gun. That scream, the kind that stops every conversation and echoes so loud it bounces off the pool house walls. I swear it was like the world pressed pause. Every head snapped around, no one moved, and all you could hear after was the whimper of a 6-year-old girl clutching her towel, her little shoulder flaming red, her eyes wide with terror. Let me tell you, it should have been just another summer afternoon. You know, sunscreen haze, the sharp splash of cannonballs, kids chasing each other around the diving board, the kind of background noise you never really notice until it's gone replaced by something so wrong your mind can't catch up. I was standing right there, iced tea in hand, half listening to somebody vent about HOA pool rules when that scream cut through everything. My tea hit the pavement, shattering into a million pieces. Somebody's phone slipped from their hand and clattered on the concrete. And there he was, Karen's kid, standing with a bright yellow stun gun like it was a toy from the prize box. I couldn't process it at first. I mean, who brings a weapon to a pool party? So I yelled. Couldn't help myself. What the hell were you thinking? My voice came out raw, shaking, because part of me still didn't believe it was real. Here's the thing, I'm not even Ellie's mom, but I've known that little girl since she was a baby. Always the quiet one, the kid who'd cry over a bumblebee, never talk back. And this boy, what maybe 10, 11 tops, standing there with a look that said he owned the whole pool, chin up, smirk barely hidden. I warned her, he muttered as if that made it okay. Like shocking a first grader was just part of his job. And then right on cue comes Karen. You know, the type every HOA's got at least one. She swept in with her neon shorts, massive sunglasses, and that visor you only ever see on people who think rules are for other folks. "Excuse me," she barked, marching straight at me. "You need to back off, my son." The entitlement, you could practically see it shining in the sun. Before I could say a word, Ellie's mom found her footing, voice trembling but sharp as glass. "Your son assaulted my child," she said, words clipped, hands shaking. Karen didn't even blink. She crossed her arms. Scoffed, and fired back. Maybe next time she'll listen. When someone says, "No running by the pool," this is self-defense. Self-defense against a 6-year-old with floaties and a beach towel. You know what I mean? I just stared at her, trying to wrap my head around it. You gave a stun gun to a 10-year-old. I asked, every word coming slow, like I was spelling it out for someone who missed the plot. She rolled her eyes, totally unbothered. It's legal. It's non-lethal. It's called discipline. Maybe if some of you raised your kids right, mine wouldn't have to keep them in line. That was the moment the whole pool sucked in a breath, that silent, electric anticipation right before a thunderstorm. Somebody I don't know who started dialing 911. I watched her fingers shake, the screen glowing in the afternoon sun as she tried to whisper what happened, glancing at Ellie, at the boy still gripping the stun gun like it was nothing. Even the lifeguard looked paralyzed, eyes darting between the kids and the parents, not sure if they should blow the whistle or just quit on the spot. Then out of nowhere, Ellie's dad burst through the gate, sandals slapping the concrete face, white as a ghost. He dropped to his knees, pulling Ellie close, his hands trembling as he checked her arm. Before he could say anything, Karen spoke up again, voice hard as steel. "Your daughter was harassing my son." Harassing Ellie's mom nearly lost it. She was getting her towel, Karen sneered, running aggressively. You ever see someone try to turn a pool deck into a courtroom? That was Karen, all righteous indignation, already preparing her defense. Then comes the real twist from the far end of the pool deck. A guy I'd barely noticed all afternoon stood up. He looked like any other tired dad hiding behind aviator sunglasses and a paperback, but when he spoke, it was like the whole crowd snapped to attention. I saw everything he said, calm, steady, the kind of voice you trust. Your son aimed, he waited, then said, "Watch this," before he fired. You could feel Karen tense up. He raised his phone, and I have it on video. Karen's eyes darted, searching for an exit that didn't exist. "You what?" she hissed, but he didn't even bother answering. He just hit play. The sound of the stun gun crackled through his phone's speaker, sharp, electric, ugly. You could hear Ellie scream and clear as day Karen's son laughing. Karen lunged at him, demanding the phone, but too late, sirens started wailing down the street. Two sheriff's deputies walked in, cool as you like, weaving between pool chairs, assessing the chaos. Ellie's dad waved them over, desperate, and Karen tried to pull that sugar-sweet act only a true Karen can muster. "Oh, officers, thank goodness you're here. There's been a huge overreaction," but the officer cut her off. "Sir, can I see that video?" he asked the quiet dad. Karen's face just fell apart. "Wait, you can't. He's just a child." The deputy looked her dead in the eye. "No, ma'am, but we will be charging the adult who provided the weapon." Karen's composure cracked. "I didn't give him anything," she shrieked. But then the quiet dad, suddenly official, read from his phone, "My mom said I could use it if kids were being annoying." We all heard it. Karen's voice got all tight. "This is insane. I'm a board member of this HOA." The deputy actually smiled. "That's going to make it worse." The snap of handcuffs was so loud you could feel it in your chest. Karen gasped, mouth hanging open in pure shock. Nobody moved. Nobody spoke until Ellie, still crying, whispered, "He said he was a hero." Her dad hugged her and Karen started screaming, truly screaming, as the deputies led her past the baby pool, past every single neighbor who'd ever gotten a nasty note from her about weeds or mailbox paint or standards. "This is a miscarriage of justice. I pay your salary." "You'll hear from my lawyer," Karen shrieked, but the deputy just said, "You're welcome to tell him from the station, ma'am." The cruiser door slammed, and for the first time all summer, the pool went quiet. Ellie's mom slumped into a chair, face in her hands, whispering, "I swear I'm gonna lose it." I just put my hand on her shoulder and said, "You don't have to." She already did. And for a split second, everyone laughed, that nervous, pent-up, just-survived-a-tornado kind of laughter. Then the HOA president clipboard, and all strolls up grinning. "Guess we'll need a new safety chairwoman," he said, lips twitching. "Had 3 complaints from her this week. One was about a plastic flamingo." He looked at Karen's son, now pale and silent, as an officer bagged the stun gun. "You'll be hearing from Child Services, and your mom's off the board. Let's try summer again, minus the felony electrocution. Okay?" And finally people started to breathe again. But you want the real ending. 3 weeks later, we're in court. The room reeks of old files and Karen's overkill perfume. She's there, beige blazer, no sunglasses, this time lawyer next to her, looking like he'd rather be anywhere else. Her son sits quiet, guilt written all over him. Ellie's family on the other side trying to stay strong. The judge rattles off the charges: unlawful possession, child endangerment violation of community regulations, and man. Karen looks like she wants to disappear. And then the biggest twist. The HOA president, who Karen's bossed around for years, stands up in court, clears his throat and says, "Your Honor, we're officially removing Ms. Madison Harris from all positions on the HOA effective immediately." Karen tries to argue, but he isn't done. "We're also filing a civil suit on behalf of the neighborhood. Her actions endangered our community." The judge just nods no argument. Karen's attorney slides down in his seat. "Final deal: community service mandatory parenting classes, and get this banned from the pool and neighborhood events for 2 years. Her son gets placed with a relative, at least for a while." Outside court, Ellie's folks hug her close, neighbors mutter, "Think she'll finally zip it." Someone cracks, only if her lawyer gags her. But the truth is, this wasn't about pool rules or some HOA power trip anymore. It was about justice, karma, and what happens when somebody thinks they're above every rule. Karen might have brought a stun gun to a pool party, but the real shock was when the whole neighborhood fought back. And this time, she was the one who got burned. So tell me, who do you think was right? Where's the line between discipline and plain cruelty? And how would your HOA have handled it? Drop your thoughts below, because trust me, this story's not over, not by a long shot.